Hey guys, it's Joyce, and I think this is 11 of reading the Mudra cards, Mudra for Healing and Transformation by Joseph LePage, going through the 108 Mudra flashcards, the end of which will result in whoever wants these getting to claim them. Just pay me for shipping, which is about $10. We're on 48. For those of you that are not familiar, it's a beautiful set of cards. It actually goes with a book. I bought the book and the flashcards together. I use the book all the time. The flashcards, I just don't use. They don't suit my purposes very well, simply because for them to be effective, you have to keep them in numerical order to be able to access the resources of the table of contents. So what's the point of having flashcards if you have to keep them in order, right? Just being honest, and that's why I have never used them. But they're lovely. And if it's something that you think that you might want when we're done going over this, just let me know. Follow me till the end or check back in at the end. I read 3 to 5 a day, and we do little demos together. I don't know how long it's going to take us to finish, but check back. And when I'm done, the first person that says, I want them, and then goes ahead and buys me essentially 2 coffees, which is $10, then I will put them in their first class priority box to you. So I try to keep these just to 20 minutes, so they're short. So let's go ahead. So the cards have the name of the mudra itself and kind of what that means, the core quality and how it affects you. A drawing of the demonstration. There's a mantra that they suggest you might want to speak or feel or intone. And then you flip the card over. It tells you benefits of the mudra. Sometimes it's hard because they're printed right on the deities. It goes into the mudras that facilitate. I'm not touching on that at all. That's something that you can do on your own, using the table of contents and keeping the cards in order. Then you can certainly facilitate that. If there are any contraindications, precautions, and then an explanation of how to do it. So let's move on here with card number 48, and I apologize to people who speak Hindi. I don't. Halashaya Mudra, gesture of the lake. So the core quality is one of serenity, and the mantra that you can speak or feel with this is, bathing in my inner lake of serenity, I experience complete peace and harmony. So this is good for balancing pitta, that would be me, fiery pitta, balancing pitta dosha by soothing and calming the body and mind, releasing tension from the lower back, helping to relieve inflammation, cultivating a sense of serenity that helps to release any, this is a case where it's printed right over his eyes. Release any, I'm thinking that might be tension. I can't read it. Printed right over his eyes. Oh, tension and judgment in conflict or complication. That's what it said. I can't read it, but that just kind of, I did that contextually. No precautions. So we're going to, okay. And a reminder, when you're doing mudras, you're not doing finger CrossFit. You're not doing arm wrestling with your fingers. You're creating electromagnetic currents. You're going to pull your fingers in until you feel that as they start to get close, like when you have two of the same sides of, 2 polar sides of the magnet coming together, you feel that, and then you just gently close the circuit. That's it. That's it. It feels very different, and oftentimes it just doesn't work if you don't do it. And that's something I do all the time when I'm trying to help balance myself or facilitate my nervous system or clean my lymphatic system. I will play around, not with the pressure, but little changes, like if I move toward the outside of the finger, does it make a difference if I move toward the inside of the finger? And notice those things. But anyway, so let's move ahead because I've talked a lot there and I don't want this to go longer than 20 minutes. So we're going to interlace the fingers to the outside with the right finger on top. Okay, so we're interlacing the fingers with the right thumb on top, with the right thumb on top, okay? We're going to extend the ring and little fingers straight forward, joined along their length, okay? See if I got that right. Oh, no. Right finger on top, joined along their length, so like that, okay? Then we're going to rest the gesture below the navel and the forearms, with the forearms against the abdomen and on the lap. So I'm doing it right down here below the navel. And my arms are just resting with the forearms against the abdomen or in the lap. So that's what we're doing, it's in the lap. And I'm sitting wonky, I'm sitting sideways because I sit on the floor at a coffee table and I like sitting wonky. Let's just do it and see what it feels like anyway, even though we're not accessing the biomagnetism of that sacral chakra. There's still a lot of force right here, I'm telling you. There's a lot of power pulsing through there. What if we put it at our solar plexus? Let's try that. Wow, okay, there's still an effect here, absolutely. And this one is actually circulating in my arms more than this one does. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, all these things are fascinating. Okay. Serenity. I would say doing it at my solar plexus, ladies, that's right below your bra, was a lot more stimulating, where having it down below my belly button did seem more serene. Okay, 49 is Ratna Prabha Mudra. And this is the gesture of the radiant jewel. Its core quality is one of bringing vitality. And the mudra mantra, the mantra is, awakening the light of radiant vitality, I naturally unfold all of my possibilities. So this one's very similar to the last one. And that's kind of cool. They group the cards in kind of similar ways, I guess, you know, so you can transition very easily from mudra to mudra. Look how similar that was to the last one. It's just the fingers that you're extending are different. So this one is good for balancing kapha dosha by enhancing energy, enthusiasm, and vitality, activating digestion, helping to clear congestion from the lungs and sinus passages, increasing mental clarity. I think that says clarity again, it's right on his eye. There are some precautions with this one. Those with hypertension should carefully monitor the effects. Okay, all right. So we're going to do very similar. It said instead of connecting these, we're going to connect these two, okay? So we're going to interlace our fingers with the right thumb on top, okay? And we're going to extend the index and middle finger straight forward, joined at their length. Okay. And then we would position that in the lower abdomen with the fingers pointing upward. So we would do it like that, but I'm sitting wonky, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do it right here. But you might want to try putting it down there. And even if you don't, even if you're just sitting wherever you're sitting, just try feeling it the way it feels. And you know, try what I do. Let your fingers, you know, your fingers are naturally going to fall apart, you know, move apart and all that, because there's gravity and all those good things. So see if it feels different. You know, if you really make sure that you're connecting as much surface area as you can, that's going to feel different biomagnetically than if you kind of become unconscious of it and let it naturally just open. It's going to feel different. You're going to feel different circuitry things there. But this one, so this one's for balancing kapha and clearing congestion. As soon as I put this mudra in my lap, I swear to God, I felt my lungs go open right up. That is fantastic. Wow. Okay. Wow. Remember that. Remember that one. That was like, wow. All right. 50. Apana Mudra. Well, this is something that you see all over the place, right? There are paintings of people like Buddha and Jesus doing this mudra all the time. This is a gesture of the downward current of purifying energy. And its core quality is purifying, the purifying current of energy. And the mantra is the downward current of energy purifies my body and mind completely. So this is good for supporting all eliminatory processes, constipation and menstrual cramping, lowering blood pressure, relieving stress and anxiety, releasing attachment. This one does have precautions. Those with low blood pressure should carefully monitor their effects. Okay. And then it has a mudra that you might want to try if you do have blood pressure issues, but I'm not going to go into that. So we're going to touch the tips of the middle and ring fingers to each other, middle and ring fingers to the thumb of each hand. And we're going to extend the ring and pointer finger. Okay. So again, it's yoga, but it's yin yoga. Okay. It's not Ashtanga. You're not trying to get the most extension you can. This isn't CrossFit. You're not trying to blow out the tendons in your fingers. You're just trying to open things up as much as you can, simply because that creates a better opportunity for the biomagnetism of your chi to move through those meridian points, okay? This is not, again, here, it's very gentle touch. It's a biomagnetic touch. And then we would put this on our thighs or our knees or our lap. So put my leg back here into the coffee table, and we'll just do the same thing with the other hand, gentle magnetic touch. Extend those in a natural, organic way. No Ashtanga finger yoga. No jumping through chaturangas. No, no, no. I'm just going to bring that down. I'm sitting with my legs straight out in front of the coffee table, and I'm just putting them on the tops of my thighs. And right now it is 4:44. Monitor my time. So this is lowering blood pressure, relieving stress, constipation, menstrual cramping. Okay, when I shut up for a minute, I do feel something's going on in that wonderful pelvic floor area. And I noticed, you couldn't see it, but I had my fingers down here in my lap. And if I was really conscious and kept one hand with as much extension on these two fingers as possible, and I let the other hand kind of do what just, you know, the natural neurological desire to just kind of flex and relax, I definitely I could feel a difference between the two. I felt a much stronger current in the hand that I kept extended. And these are good things to fart around with and try. And again, you know, if you're doing mudra, I mean, ideally, if you're doing mudra for therapy, it's like yin yoga. If you can do it for 6 breaths, awesome. If you can do it for 6 minutes, better. If you can do it for 10 or 15 minutes, you'll actually feel a change. And I have used mudras for like 10, 15, even 20-minute intervals and really felt changes, real changes, absolute real changes. Just what we're doing here, we're just demoing and farting around. You're not going to feel any change. But you know, if you do this and you put together a sequence that's going to help you facilitate what you're going through that day, emotionally, neurologically, whatever, digestively, lymphatically, you'll feel a difference. And you know, you can do some research. Actually, in the book goes into all of that stuff. By the way, this is the book. If you want to buy the book, it goes with it. And one of the things that the book goes into is it suggests asana to pair with the mudra. Very, very, I can't find that now, but there is a place, I thought it was in the back. Where you can pair them. So, you know, you're doing your asana. Here we go. You're doing your asana, and then you can facilitate all the effects of that asana with a mudra. Wonderful book. I really don't do a lot of yoga. I'm more of a somatics person, but I do mudras all the time, you know, because I work in energy and frequency. And that's what this actually all is energy and frequency. And this is straight up energy and frequency. This is tapping directly into what shiatsu practitioners, Reiki practitioners, and acupuncturists use. And that's your body's electrical magnetic system. Let's do one more. I lost track of time. This is Prana Mudra, gesture of upward current. So this one was downward current. This one's going to be upward current, uplifting current of energy. Nourished with uplifting energy, I embrace life wholeheartedly. That one's very simple. And again, see, it's like you're just moving through a system of mudra changes where they're very simple, almost like dance steps. So this is good for supporting the health of the cardiorespiratory and immune systems. Well, who doesn't need that anytime, but especially now. Increasing breath capacity, great. Enhancing vitality, optimism, and enthusiasm. There are some precautions, and again, they're talking about people with hypertension need to monitor the effects, and there are facilitating mudras that they would reference that you might want to try instead, which if you use the table of contents, they have access to. So pretty simple. This is going to be our last one. We're going to touch the tips of the thumbs to the tips of the ring and little fingers. Okay, again, gentle, easy biomagnetic touch. We're not bursting through Ashtanga Chaturanga. We're not doing CrossFit. Extend the middle and index fingers straight out in a V shape. Okay. And we're going to rest the backs of the hands onto the thighs or knees, which you can't see if I do it, but you get it, right? I'm just going to do it right here. And again, if I just rest my hands can tend to want to try to do that. I have to work to open that up. But let's go ahead and pay attention to, let's consciously keep one extended, even though it's not the right place. It should be on my knees or on my thighs. Let's consciously keep one extended, and then let's let the other one do what it wants to do and see if we feel a difference. I absolutely do. Just this little bit, I feel a difference. The energy moving through here is pulsing so much stronger than the energy here. Cardiorespiratory and immune systems. I feel it, I feel it, I feel it up in my, feel it up here. I feel it up in that very important lymphatic system that is under your clavicle, but also your thymus is there too. Very important part of your immune system. Okay, cool. So we're going to stop at 51 today. Okay, we've already done this many. We're almost halfway. We've got that more to go, many to go. We'll start with 52 tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. See my mess in the background? That's what happens when you live on the floor like I do. I hate chairs. Okay, guys, thank you for my Buy Me a Coffee subscribers. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read your next installment. And actually, I'm looking for the book in Everything on the Floor, and I can't find it. It's around here somewhere. But we're going through, here it is. We're going through this book. I'm reading this book for my Buy Me a Coffee subscribers. So if you have supported me on Buy Me a Coffee even one time, I do something every week for you guys on there, only you can see it. And we're going through this book the way that we went through the tuning fork book. So this is a book of self-care acupressure. So acupressure is using the science and the tenets of acupuncture, but instead of sticking needles in yourself, you are using your fingers, finger pressure, also known as shiatsu. And so we're going through that. So as soon as this uploads, I will go ahead and get that going for you guys over there. And we'll do this first round of positions. Okay, so see you guys over there, and those of you guys on my other channels, I will see you next time.